A blonde was happily married, but for one thing. Every morning she woke up early and passed gas, waking up her husband. After a few months of marriage, her husband finally said, "You have to stop this. If you fart anymore, you will fart your guts out." But when nothing changed, the husband decided to take action, and that night he put some pig scraps in her pants. The next morning, she woke up, farted and quickly went to the bathroom. 2 long hours later, she came out and stated, "Honey, you were right about me farting my guts out. But don't worry, I managed to push it all back inside." There was a blonde who was tired of all the blonde jokes going around and decided to dye her hair brown. She then went for a drive in the country and came upon a shepherd herding his sheep across the road. "Hey, shepherd. If I guess how many sheep there are here, can I keep one?" The shepherd is puzzled but agrees. Out of the blue, she blurts out, 352. He is stunned but keeps his word and allows her to pick out a sheep. She picks out the cutest one. He looks at her and says, "If I guess what color your hair really is, can I have my dog back?" In a crowded city at a crowded bus stop, a beautiful blonde was waiting for the bus. She was decked out in a tight leather miniskirt with matching tight leather boots and jacket. As the bus rolled up and it became her turn to get on, she became aware that her skirt was too tight to allow her leg to come up to the height of the first step on the bus. Slightly embarrassed and with a quick smile to the bus driver, she reached behind her and unzipped her skirt a little, thinking that this would give her enough slack to raise her leg. Again she tried to make the step onto the bus, only to discover she still couldn't. So, a little more embarrassed, she once again reached behind her and unzipped her skirt a little more, and for a second time attempted the step, and once again, much to her chagrin, she could not raise her leg because of the tight skirt. So, with a coy little smile to the driver, she again unzipped the offending skirt to give a little more slack, and again was unable to make the step. About this time the big Texan that was behind her in the line picked her up easily from the waist and placed her lightly on the step of the bus. Well, she went ballistic and turned on the would-be hero, screeching at him, "How dare you touch my body? I don't even know who you are." At this the Texan drawled, "Well ma'am, normally I would agree with you, but after you unzipped my fly 3 times, I kinda figured that we was friends." One day while on patrol, a police officer pulled over a car for speeding. He went up to the car and asked the driver to roll down her window. The first thing he noticed, besides the nice red sports car, was how hot the driver was. Drop-dead blonde, the works. "I've pulled you over for speeding, miss. Could I see your driver's license?" "What's a license?" replied the blonde, instantly giving away the fact that she was as dumb as a stump. "It's usually in your wallet," replied the officer. After fumbling for a few minutes, the driver managed to find it. "Now may I see your registration?" asked the cop. "Registration? What's that?" asked the blonde. "It's usually in your glove compartment," said the cop impatiently. After some more fumbling, she found the registration. "I'll be back in a minute," said the cop and walked back to his car. The officer phoned into the dispatch to run a check on the woman's license and registration. After a few moments, the dispatcher came back. "Is this woman driving a red sports car?" "Yes," replied the officer. "Is she a drop-dead gorgeous blonde?" asked the dispatcher. "Yes," replied the cop. "Here's what you have to do," said the dispatcher. "Give her the stuff back, and drop your pants." "What? I can't do that. It's inappropriate," exclaimed the cop. "Trust me. Just do it," said the dispatcher. So the cop goes back to the car, gives back the license and registration, and drops his pants, just as the dispatcher said. The blonde looks down and sighs, "Oh no. Not another breathalyzer." There's a redhead, a brunette, and a blonde, all stranded on an island. The first day they look north for land, and they don't see anything. The second day, they look to the south for land, but don't see anything. The third day, they look east for land, but again, don't see a thing. Then, finally the fourth day, they see land to the west. First the redhead tries to swim across to land, but drowns quarter of the way. Then, the brunette tries, but only gets halfway, then drowns. Finally the blonde tries. She swims 3/4 of the way, gets tired, and swims back to the island.